Hello, welcome to NTA Uyo. My name is Ukun Ndem, and it's good to have you join us on this program, Issues of the Moment. Today on the program, we'll be taking a look at solving crimes through forensic sciences, and of course, to do justice to this particular crucial item in every society is Ambassador Dr. Anthony Obocladius Ogosu, that's sitting on my far right.
You're welcome.
Yes, good afternoon, and it's good to have you
Good
join us.
afternoon. Thank you very much.
Okay, sitting on my right here is Blessing Sunday. She is the Akwa Ibom State's coordinator and also a forensic scientist.
Good afternoon, sir. It's my pleasure.
Okay, good afternoon, Blessing, and it's good to have you
Thank
join
you,
us today in our studio to talk about solving crimes through forensic sciences. Let me begin with you, Ambassador Dr. Anthony. How would you want to describe forensic sciences to somebody that is just meeting you for the first time?
Well, forensic science, so the definition is we are to analyze cases of crime scene and to destabilize that, and that's the reasons why we have come out for forensic awareness.
Okay, Blessing, anything to add to that?
Yes, sir. Forensic is the use of forensic science to unravel truth, or we say to uncover truth that has been hidden. Or with the use of forensic science, I think it's easier to uncover truth. Thank you.
Okay, Ambassador, let me come back to you. Normally, when we talk about forensic, the very first thing that comes to mind is solving crimes, and then perhaps at the extreme end, maybe medical. So, how does this work? Let's go to solving crimes first. I mean, given the fact that your job should get you engaged with some military and paramilitary agencies. So, how does forensic science work when you are out to solve crimes?
Well, forensic is a professional course, which of course it is very difficult to understand. That is why we are aligned with paramilitary, military, and other professional law enforcement bodies. So in this case, we do this by enlightening them and incorporating training in respect.
Oh, okay, Blessing, for the medical aspect, how does it go? Because we've heard of situations where some cases, for instance, were almost impossible to be solved until forensic sciences came in. So, how does this help in terms of medical sciences?
Okay, forensic science help not just in medical sciences. Forensic science comes in, let me say, when we talk of autopsy, there are some people, let me say, they have been dead for some years, and maybe the background or the family, they want to know the reason why or the source of the death of the person. Then forensic science came in. We run tests, series of tests, to know if the person was injured, or the person was poisoned, or the person was beaten by the head, or whichever part of the body. Forensic science will make sure they come out with a good result and a definite answer to what you want.
Okay, let me also ask, in which area, that's for you, Ambassador Dr. Anthony, in which area do you really need? Because we know that there are instances where a court can order forensic analysis of a situation, and we also have instances where even a security agency, for instance, can also go into forensic analysis. But okay, let's take the first one, and that is the court's ordering. Under which circumstance can that be, and how does that help? Perhaps maybe can that help to make the outcome of the case faster?
Of course, we call that comes under forensic document evidence. That linked to our judiciaries, and some cases which truth is defined, and some cases truth are not defined.
Okay, for Blessing, do we have instances that forensic can be called to take care of it? Do you have anything related to forensic and data analysis? Is there anything like that in forensic sciences?
Forensic,
Yes. How does it work, and how do you
uh,
apply it?
cyber security.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us.
Well, cyber security is a very essential, and that link to all these cyber shops and others. I think it's good to get a good data and analysis of these shops. I think if they can allow forensic guards, Nigerian forensic ambassadors, Africa to exist fully in the society, I think it will be helpful to get a correct database.
Okay, Blessing, tell us about, he just mentioned Forensic Africa. Tell us, by that, I know that you're not existing alone within the African continent. So do you have affiliates, like in which countries? Do you have partners, international partners?
Yes, we do.
Okay, you do?
Yes, sir.
Yes, like in which country, Dr. Ogusu?
Yeah, we have partners in India, we have in Colombia, we have in Mexico, we have Comoros and Ghana, and all within Cameroon and others we have been represented.
Oh, okay. And now tell us about how you intend, because for so many people now, apart from the seminar I know you've had once or twice, so many people are just knowing about Forensic Guards Nigeria for the very first time. So tell us the measures you've put in place to first enlighten the people, and then second, to make people accept the kind of duties that you're actually doing.
Well, under collaboration and respect, this comes under that. And that is why this forensic awareness is extended to Akwa Ibom, which we held the program on 27 September 2025. And this has allowed a lot of declaration in forensic science based on our objectives to ensure for partnership collaboration.
Okay, yes, you've talked about your objectives. Okay, Blessing, can you just give us a breakdown of some of your objectives? Like what I have here, you said establishing forensic science club. You know, how does that work out? What are you set to achieve? Let's say you've gone to a school now and you've decided to establish a forensic science club.
Okay, you know, they saying they do say two cannot work except they agree. So that's why we brought the conference in Akwa Ibom that has been held on the 27th of September. So our aim now is to make sure we organize a club, bring in people, make them to know the use of forensic and also the knowledge of forensic. And we also want to start from the grassroots. If it's possible, even going to schools, secondary schools, primary schools, teaching them from the scratch, that before they get to higher institutions, they already have the clear notification of forensic science.
Okay, Dr. Gossi, is there any time soon that you may propose or you may want the government to actually integrate that into the curriculum? Somebody might say that that could be too early for the younger or for the lower level of studies that's looking at the primary, the elementary, or maybe the secondary school. But are you proposing that maybe in the nearest future the government can actually integrate that into the curriculum?
Of course. Thank you very much in the aspect of question. And I want to make a reference on the first forensic quiz coming up by 22nd of November. And that is one of those things.
Where will that take place?
In Abuja. In Abuja, Gariki, Abuja. We have 22nd November at the Government Second Science Technical School, Gariki, Abuja.
Okay.
That is coming up. And not only this campaign call for action, but it will require many award of professionals. And before then, we shall be going on the online training for 2 weeks. Before then, many schools are expected to be there, secondaries and primary schools.
Okay, now, still with you, Dr. Anthony Goso. What do you think this will likely do to the students at that level of education? What do you think that will likely do to them?
This is going to fight against gender-based violence, because if you understand what is crime at the crime scene, you should know your left and right in the management. So based on our objective, that is where we are fighting at. It said capacity building, collaboration, and capacity building initiative to students. These are those things required.
Okay, I actually wanted Blessing to talk about that. I think if you look at what they now call the Gen Zs and the rest,
Yes.
I think she's actually closer to the Gen Zs than both of us. So tell us about the capacity building in clear terms, how you are set to achieve that, Blessing.
Okay. In case related to that, forensic science teaches us, like, if you're a forensic expert, people will know from the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you respond to people in public. So forensic science is here to teach us on how to handle things, how to handle cases, and how to relate to people both in public and anywhere we find ourselves, how to relate with people and all of that.
Oh, okay, now let's look at how far you have been accepted by so many people. Now let's get to the fact that some people, individuals, ordinary individuals, are now getting, or with what you've done so far, know or getting to know what forensic science is all about. Now let's see your level of acceptance, because that is actually the very first step in everything related to security. I mean, having in mind that most times in that environment, most people feel that once an issue comes up in security, that it is meant to topple or settle some people. So what's your level of acceptance?
Well, we have over 500 forensic ambassadors.
Or in the country?
In the country across spread.
Okay.
Just like our last first graduation as forensic ambassadors academic Ghana, which was held.
Okay, please let me get that. That's very interesting. Okay, so assuming I intend to be an ambassador now, I must go through a process, a kind of training.
Of course.
Okay, do you have such facility in Nigeria to do that?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so that means for now you have the number you just talked about. That's about 500.
Yes.
Being in situated in different parts of the country.
Yes.
Okay, what's your communication or your network link like?
Well, I'm happy the social media has actually extended its professional to the grassroots. I think from here we can communicate with all of them.
Okay, so that makes the work even
easier.
Okay, now let's see your relationship with, you know that for a job like this, you talked about the courts ordering a forensic investigation into crime, and then you also have the medical sciences also using forensic to solve certain medical problems. Now, do you have forensic related to finances? That is assuming somebody's investigated in financial or economic crime. Tell us about it.
Okay, under that, we call it forensic accounting.
Accounting?
Yes.
Okay.
We have some forensic auditors who are ready to help ourselves, because there is no person who does not make mistakes. So, apart from this, we have forensic electioneering, forensic document evidence, forensic ballistic, and others. Very wide course.
Okay, now so tell us the relationship between you and other organizations that help you to carry out your duties.
Well, our difference is we can identify a case, crime scene.
Okay.
And have it treated. And apart from that, if we find a crime scene, we must not allow it to be contaminated.
Okay, like maybe the evidence is tampered with?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are We are experts, in short.
Okay, understood. That is good. Of course, that's the recipe of the job. Sometimes you don't really throw it open.
Yes.
Yeah, so that you can always move ahead of crime and perpetrators of crime. Okay, Blessing, let me stay on with you now. With all of this put in place, let's come back to Akwa Ibom State that you are actually coordinating. Okay, what has been those things that could be maybe a kind of hindrance to you in performing your duties? If we look at maybe the financial aspect or maybe logistics or mobility.
Yes, most especially the financial aspect, because it's not easy to mobilize, and the logistics and all of that. So we really need help in the financial aspect so that we can carry the program and the investigation worldwide as we want to. So we are pleading in the financial aspect. We really need help on that because it's not easy. I know it's a voluntary organization, but when money coming out from one person's pocket and all of that, I know at sometimes or some point you get tired, and if you don't have passion on what you want to do, you might decide to quit on the road. But I think if there's a financial help, it helps us grow and it helps us move faster, and it makes the work easier for us.
Okay, we'll take a break right now. When we return, the program will continue, and of course on the other side we'll be talking about mobility, which of course is a key aspect of solving financial crimes. Just stay with us.
We are living in a world that's changing fast, with so many issues that need to be addressed. From politics, climate change, economy, health, security, religion to social justice, there is so much to rearrange. Issues of the Moment is here to help address some life-challenging puzzles through in-depth analysis and reviews. Issues of the Moment on NTA Channel 12 Uyo and StarTimes Channel 1.
Children's Summit 2025.
NTA Uyo, your dependable station, is organizing the 2025 Children's Summit, a speech-making event for pupils and students in both public and private schools.
The theme for this year's event is renewable energy, critical need for industrialization and sustainable development.
Date 23rd October 2025.
Venue Civil Service Auditorium, Idongeset Nkanga Secretariat, Uyo.
Time 10 a.m. prompt. Participating schools should register the programs department. We are grateful to Dr. Glory Edit, founder, Mary Slezak Akanfuglo Foundation. Most sponsors are welcome. For inquiry, call.
Welcome back. You're still watching Issues of the Moment, and of course we are looking at solving crimes through forensic sciences. I've been having our guest in the studio, Ambassador Dr. Anthony Obo Claudius Gosu. He's a pioneer fellow of forensic and of course forensic scientist covering the south zone of the country, and of course Ambassador Blessing Sunday, the Akwa Ibom State coordinator. Okay, Ambassador Dr. Anthony Gosu, let me come to you. Now, she's talked about the problems that are actually, or maybe could be hindering the performance of forensic guards Nigeria. Now, at the zonal level and perhaps at the country, you can also share with us what could be those things that may likely hinder your performance.
Thank you very much. Being the South Zonal Coordinator, there are a lot of challenges. Challenges is we, the human beings, formed that followed. Because forensic is a wide knowledge and ideas that to share, it will work like miracle. So I will require the attention of the government agencies, if possible the governors, the law enforcement commandant or commanders, to see it critically because forensics is going to be very helpful, because looking it from out beyond Africa, and overseas we call it CIA, and other country we call it FBI, and other Chinese country, you know, why China we don't have problem is because the government understand what they are doing, and forensic is what we meet daily, in short. So I will call on the government to look into these matters so much. I thanked our boss, who is the executive secretary, Ambassador Abraham Gwavan. He's on his toe to see that forensic is stable in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay, you didn't talk about the issue of mobility, whereby sometimes at a very short notice you may need to, for instance, you may be in Uyo here, and then by tomorrow morning you're actually supposed to be in Lagos to respond to something. You didn't talk about it.
Yes, that is why I have called on the government to look into it so that we can be like experts beyond Nigeria, just like CIA, FBI. No, it's mobility. It's the federal government.
Okay,
it's
so
their
like,
government.
for instance, if you are given a bus,
Yes.
maybe a vehicle that can actually help.
Yes. We can go beyond this.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, so let's look at the possibility of having this sustained over time. Is one thing to actually get into some form of organization, you know, invest your time and finances in it, and then, like she said earlier, that sometimes the funding comes from a single pocket.
Of course.
And then at the end of the day, one gets discouraged. We are not saying that should happen.
No.
But let's look at the possibility of sustaining it over time.
That is why we have put in a quiz coming up, first quiz in Nigeria coming up at the Government Science Technical School, Gariki, Abuja, where we need all forensic ideas will be shared. I think this should go so that after that first quiz, we can extend it to the local chapters.
Okay.
Local chapters.
Okay.
That is why we are grouping all the local chapters as the coordinators to see that forensic science get to the grassroots.
Okay, so Blessing, who are those expected to attend? That's to be part of this quiz is talking about.
We are not the one to pick you. If you have the interest and you know what you're doing and you know what you want, you're free. If you have the idea of forensic, you have the understanding, you know what you're doing, you're free to come in for the quiz.
Okay, but I actually thought that maybe given the specialized nature of what you're actually doing, the services you're offering, that I would have seen maybe have military and paramilitary to be parts of it, and then you also have some people representing some ministries, departments, and agencies. You didn't look at it from that point?
Well, I look at it so much. That is why, you see, I call on the law enforcement.
Okay.
I just put it law enforcement.
Okay.
Because they are the policy makers and ensuring that the policies is being implemented. We follow up. I can't say, okay, EFCC is sponsoring us.
No, not the
drug law.
Not the issue of sponsorship. I'm talking about attendance in
Yes.
this case. Because, you know, when you have a forum like that and you have massive attendance by people related in the profession, it makes it even easier. You know, we want to avoid situations we see on foreign news where a certain thing is happening, and then at the end of the day we have, you know, the same obstacle coming from those who are supposed to give a pathway or a breakthrough to solving the crime. That's why I actually say it. But God forbid Nigeria is not that kind of place, and we will never experience that. But all the same, we are happy that you have come up with this. We'll take yet another break, and we will return. The program will continue. Please stay.
Thank you.
Children's Summit 2025.
NTA Uyo, your dependable station, is organizing the 2025 Children's Summit, a speech-making event for pupils and students in both public and private schools.
The theme for this year's event is renewable energy, critical need for industrialization and sustainable development.
Date 23rd October 2025.
Venue, Civil Service Auditorium, Idongaset Nkanga Secretariat, Uyo.
Time 10 a.m. prompt. Participating schools should register the programs department. We are grateful to Dr. Glory Edit, founder, Mary Slessor Akanfuglo Foundation. Most sponsors are welcome. For inquiry, call.
Welcome back. We're still on issues of the moment, and of course, we've been looking critically solving crimes through forensic sciences. Well, if you're just joining us, you're not missing anything because you have that opportunity to go back to our social media platforms and savor all that we have discussed here. And of course, the experts still talking in the studio. Okay, we are parting short, Ambassador Dr. Anthony Augusto. Yes, we are parting short. Why do we need forensic and all of that? Of what benefits?
Well, there are a lot of benefits because looking at the crime scene, crime starts from from communities. There is no big man in the world that is not from a community. No big man in the world. So you can understand that crime starts from the community.
Okay, Blessing, you're passing short.
Okay. I think, as my boss has already said, crime starts from the roots. So that's why we are here, to make sure that from, let's say from the primary school, let's say from the nursery schools, they have idea of forensic and know the consequences behind when you're faulty or when you're found guilty. So if a teen is being grown and you're being taught of forensic, you know when you do this, you'll be arrested or you have punishment from you. I guess most of our youth, they'll resign from some criminal activity that is going on in our country today. I think most of the things we are passing through from our youth is because they don't have the idea, they don't have the knowledge, they have not been enlightened. But I think with forensic coming in, starting from the grassroots, to teach our young ones of what they should do and what they should not do, and if they are found guilty, this is their punishment, I think our country will be a better one.
Thank you very much, and
Thank
that's all. We've prayed always that Nigeria should be the best and no other country should surpass Nigeria. We have our strength, we have our weaknesses, but of course what makes us strong is our diversity, which actually brings the unity. And of that, we have come to the end of issues of the moment. For today, we were looking at solving crimes through forensic sciences, and I was discussing with Ambassador Dr. Anthony Claudius Augusto. It was nice having you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and we know that some other time you'll find time to even talk more on forensic crimes sciences. But of course, the Kwara State Coordinator, a forensic scientist herself, Ambassador Blessing Sunday. It was good having you on set with us today.
My pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, everybody that found time to join us on the program today. It was indeed a very good moment to share with you at the other end how we can solve crimes through forensic sciences. My name is Okun Ndem, and it's a bye-bye from me, with me and the entire production end. Thank you.
NTA Channel 12 Uyo.